day to everybody. No doubt we have been listening to the news, and we have heard a lot about these forest fires. We have heard a lot about this violence that is happening in different parts of the world and even in our own country. We have realized that there has something that has changed. For many of us in the prairies, we have experienced dryness, heat waves, tornadoes, crops being dried up or producing very little. Some will say, oh, our temperature has changed, our climate has changed. What is the cause of our climate change? Why is it happening? Is it normal? Is it natural? Is it caused by different things? Scientists are trying to search and find ways in which they can give us explanations on why there is a change in our environment that we take so dearly, for we have passed a good summer. We have gone to the beach, we have gone fishing perhaps, and we even have gone walking in the forest. But we have noticed also sometimes along our beaches there is algae. Where does that come from? Why is it there? Who is causing all this? What is causing all this? Yes, the environment is, as St. Paul would say, is calling out to us. Respect me. Respect me as this place where you find your recreation, this place where you find your rest, this place where you find your own food. As many of us probably went berry picking. We all have a garden. We all have fields in which we grow our crops. And we're praising God for it. Why these conflicts and these contradictions we hear about in nature? It's good for us to reflect on it. Pope Francis has set a day and set it September 1st to pray for the environment, to help us become aware how we are called to respect it and to help it develop in a positive way. Yes, God created the world in 7 days, but He took 5 to create the environment. Creating this harmony, this collaboration, or this working together of the environment to survive. He created us in one day, the 6th day. In His image, He created us, male and female. In His image, to be the guardians of this harmony that God has taken 5 days to create. What are we doing about this responsibility we have? What are we doing to help this environment remain the beautiful place we have around us and is given to us as a gift from God? Where do we have within us this desire to possess, to control, to want to make things go our way, to satisfy our greed? What are we really doing? What is causing it? What is causing all this violence in this world? And that spins over to our environment. So it's good for us to reflect. But it's also good to reflect in trying to find the source of it all. Where does it all come from? And in creation, we see Adam and Eve. They go to that garden. They eat of the fruit that God told them not to eat of. Because they wanted to have the wisdom of God. We already had the wisdom of God. We were created in His image. What more wisdom did we need? But the serpent betrayed them, tricked them into taking the fruit, losing that freedom they had because they gave it to the one who gave it to the fruit, gave them the fruit. And so we were filled with fear, filled with guilt, filled with bitterness within ourselves, hiding ourselves even from God, the one who created us, and the one who was supposed to give us this wisdom has disappeared. The serpent has disappeared. And the first thing we know, they are blaming one another, blaming all the others for their own actions. Doesn't it look a little bit like us from time to time? Cain and Abel. God asks, "Where's your brother?" And what does he respond? "Am I responsible of my brother?" Why is the love, brotherhood love, is not there anymore? Why is there this competition, this wanting to destroy the other one because one seems to be better than the other? And this was the beginning of our fall. This was the beginning of ourselves turning towards ourselves and blaming the others and closing ourselves because of the fear and mistrust we have in others, and because we don't believe that we can reconcile ourselves with neighbors, and yet we can. We can reconcile with our environment. We can reconcile ourselves with one another. We can reconcile ourselves with ourselves. So the picture of the environment is the picture of our reality, perhaps we are living in our lives. And this is where we have to begin that change. That change, that desire to respect one another, to love one another as they are, journeying with them. Just as we journey with our garden plants, as we see the seed come out, or the plant that comes out from the seed, and how it grows until it bears fruit. To walk with it. Walk with one another so that we can carry the beauty and harmony that God has given to each and one of us. And to experience that freedom we all want. Freedom without law is not freedom. Force less to my passions, and my passions vary from day to day. So this month, I think it's good for us to reflect on ourselves, the environment of our soul, the environment of our family life. Are we contributors of this conflict, or this kind of misunderstanding, or this kind of times where we can't forgive? And to really forgive to one another. For the violence we see in nature, or the abuse done to nature, is the abuse we do to ourselves and to our neighbor. And so we are called to recreate this harmony, starting with ourselves, starting with our neighbors, starting with those around us, and going on till we reach the environment to which we are called. And as we journey with our conversion, our change, we are journeying also with the environment that we are changing to make it a better place. We don't want to destroy it. It's there for our grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So let us respect it as we respect ourselves. 5 days to create nature, 1 day to create man, and the 7th day to create rest, worship, love of God, love of self, love of neighbor. And that's the circle we have to go through. Recreating ourselves, resting from our 1,001 activities, programmed right to the teeth, not having even time to breathe for ourselves. How can we be part of this world of such many gadgets that distract us from what is more important, but my neighbor who is close to me? So this month, let us try to work on correcting areas of our lives and in our environment, and how we respect the environment, to make sure we give always praise to God for His many gifts, and nature is one of them.